Uh, yes, we'll start off with the political developments in Ogun State. Well, yes, it may not exactly be what a whole lot of people expected that it will turn out, but that scenario notwithstanding, the elections will go ahead and hold. We're joined this morning by Mr. Gboyega Isiaka, who is the governorship candidate of the People's Party of Nigeria, PPN, almost similar to that of the PDP. So one could mistake something if you're not careful. Thank you for coming on this morning anyway.
Thank you. Good morning, viewers.
Okay, some various reports have made the rounds about what's going on. Perhaps I should just get you to tell us, from the look of things, what is the current situation of things in Ogun concerning your party and all the others?
Well, thank you very much. I think basically is that the stage is set for a very interesting, political battle in the elections in April between several parties who have candidates. But as far as I'm concerned, between the leading one, the first one being PPN, People's Party of Nigeria, the latest entrant, and by all standards, the biggest on ground as of this moment. And then and the other parties, the stage is set for us. Everything is we are set for that. We've left the the challenges of the recent past behind us, and then we are moving ahead for an interesting time.
What do you say to those who think that, well, irrespective of what you say, they still think you're chip of the old block from the PDP? I mean, because that's what they say.
Well, we can't wish that away. The fact that we were part of the PDP up until recently, we can't wish that away. But I think election is about number of people. Election is about people. Election is about one man, one vote. Hopefully, and for as long as that is the situation, it really doesn't matter who has been there longest. The important thing is that who has the largest followership.
I quite appreciated when you started by saying it is the new entrant, and if truly it is the new entrant, and you went further to say it is big, the followership is huge and massive. How come a party so new in a state like Ogun State has such a huge followership?
Well, I think it's the circumstances that led to his birth. I'm sure I watched your program so many times, and so I'm sure you are very well abreast of what happened between January, when the primaries were held in the PDP, and the winners emerged. I, for instance, emerged as the candidate for the party, the PDP, in the primaries that was held on the 9th of January. About 35, 36 other people emerged, all over the place. But for reasons which also, judicial pronouncement, very curious judicial pronouncement, this was put on hold, and then for that reason, everybody have to move. The entire candidates then have to move to another party. And these are people that have been playing in the field in the last 3-4 years, preparing for primaries. So these are grassrooters that have been on the field in the last couple of years. So when the whole block of people like that now move to another location, it really now doesn't matter how old is that party.
Your
it is the people that are
move
there.
with you automatically.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, you said you've kept the challenges of moving, that you had in the PDP behind you, and you're, facing a new front right now. But the question is, you still have as, a seeming patron, the governor of Ogun State, who is still in the PDP. Are you sure that would not affect the chances of the PPN in future, since, it's not totally behind you now, is it?
Well, I said something, and that is the fact that this is about people. The governor of the state, Gubernatorial, is his choice which party he wants to belong. For now, for reason of him being the coordinator of Goodluck Jonathan for Southwest, and for other reasons which is entitled to. He has chosen to remain.
So you're saying that if he wasn't a member, if he wasn't the coordinator of the president's campaign team in the Southwest, he probably will be a member of the party?
Well, all I'm saying is, I now added, I said for other reasons best known to him, he has chosen to remain in PDP.
I'd like to make a point, Mr. Isiaka, because you're here, so I'd like to even ask you some pertinent questions that loads of people are dying to ask. How did you manage to beat the INEC deadline to get your name on the list of candidates?
Well, it's very simple. The rules are there. The rules are there for people, anybody that wants to move within a particular period of time. I think for the governorship, the filing of papers by the parties closed on the 31st of January. Between 31st of January and I think 28th of February, parties can make changes, substitutions. Yes, they can make substitutions. For us, our names were submitted to INEC by the national headquarters of the PDP. Some curious, injunctions came. Lawyers have told me that will go down in history in the Guinness Book of Records as the funniest, orders that we have ever seen. But that is another story. But immediately that happened, of course, we started with the case. We are following up on the case. But along the line, we begin to see the way things were going. And of course, you don't go into this kind of war, political war as it were, without thinking of options. And then we begin to think that, okay, the way this thing was going, we begin to see delays. There was a particular case that I think the case was supposed to come up on a Tuesday. That fell on a public holiday. I'm told that when things like that happen, the following day, you are supposed to be heard, and then you can start your case. But in this case, it was adjourned by another 1 week. I will begin to feel that, look, the way things are going here, there appear to be a deliberate attempt to delay this thing. And then we have to put off our thinking cap. And then we started the second process, which is the process of but we are doing that very quietly, of course, so that we get what we want. And then we're able to beat the deadline. So it's just a question of looking at our situation, and then we begin to see the way things are going. And when you look at the kind of people that are in the other side, these are juggernauts around politically. So then we have to look at.
Has the matter been concluded in court?
No, it's not been concluded. That is the matter of the PDP. Yes. No, it's not been concluded. We are not the ones involved. Our names are not in the case anyway. It's in appeal. The matter is in appeal as we speak.
Okay, because there are those who wonder, they don't understand how you will leave a party when the matter is still in court. What if the judgment favors you? What happens? What
if the judgment does not favor us? Which is what happened now. Exactly. So and I would think that at that particular point in time, I think the surest way for us, is to move on. And that was how we move on. Because even as it is now, like I said, the matter is in court now, it's in appeal now. If a judgment is given today, well, there are some other people that remain. For instance, Gboyega Daniel is a senatorial candidate for Ogun East.
Oh, he's still a senatorial candidate?
Well, at least in the primaries that was held. So if the case is won today, it took up it will take up the mandate. Lola Abiola Idewo is a senatorial candidate for Ogun Central.
So if the case goes in their favor,
they will still take up their
Yeah, but I thought Lola Abiola moved along with you.
No, she did not. She did not.
But a host of other candidates moved with you.
Everybody apart from those two.
Well, how come, does this justify what they say, that this is not about ideology or principles, it's about the political structure and who controls it in Ogun State?
I don't think so, because when it is both, because when we wanted to move too, we also have to look at, there are so many parties that actually came to us, but we also have to look at the ideology, we also have to look at what we want to achieve, we also have to look at what are the things that we have promised our people, what did our people know us for before they give us the mandate. And moving to PPN, we just have come to the conclusion that this is a platform that can give us exactly the same opportunity to give our people exactly what we have promised them. So we have balanced both. The fact that we have a mandate which we have to defend, given by the people, freely given, after about 3 years, campaigning all over the place. The second thing is that we also have promises that we have made, and we're looking for a platform where exactly we can give this. So both of them.
Now you spoke so glowingly about the PPN. One wonders what will happen tomorrow, because we're speaking from history, where some other governors have ditched the party that gave them the soft landing, or that gave them the icing of the whole political cake when finally they're sitting pretty well. Would you, or are you thinking of going back to the PDP when finally you win the election?
Well, for now, what we are bothering our head about is how to win the elections. I think that after winning the elections,
You know, the PPN members, they must know and know how loyal you are to their party now.
Yeah.
So you must let them understand if you're going to leave them or not, or you just want to use them, dump them,
the important thing is that whatever decision we want to take at any particular point in time, it will be a decision that enjoys the majority of the people and the party. So when it comes to that time, that decision needs to be taken, we'll carry the majority around, and whatever decision is taken by the majority will go to.
Well, I also understand that the PPN already had candidates before you moved there. What became of them?
Well, everybody knows his strengths and his weaknesses. At that particular, I told you that so many parties, actually approached us at the heat of, of that crisis, and we have to be looking at the options. We have even known parties, number 2, number 3 in the country, who said, look, just come in, and then we'll ask everybody to go, because they know our strength as far as Ogun State politics is concerned. And if those guys were also going there, that is the former candidates, they were going there to win an election, and they have seen that, look, this is going to be very difficult for us to do, yet we want this party to be known.
Mr. Isiaka, what is your strength in Ogun State? I think for those who don't know Ogun State politics, what are you basing your strength on? Why do you so much believe that you have the muscle to carry on with the people?
That is my strength.
No, when you say they know our strength,
yes.
We're talking about all those who moved along with you,
yes.
those who moved to the PPN from the PDP. So how powerful are they politically in Ogun State?
Well, let me start by saying that I mean, imagine that you watched the rally that we had, 2 days ago, and you also saw what happened there. I think that gives you an idea of what our strength.
When you look at a picture now on your screen, that's a picture from that particular rally.
Right.
In Nigeria, some say you buy crowd, you buy the people to come. Are these crowd bought by you or by your party?
It's the crowds that are bought. You see the way they behave. You see them lukewarm. You see them stay back, lay back. These are real people. These are people. You can see enthusiasm. These people have been bottled. I mean, this what people are showing here as enthusiasm that have been more or less which they put a lid on since the judgment of January 3rd, and immediately of March 3rd. You can see the enthusiasm. I think from what you have seen here, for instance, I never planned to do this, but they didn't allow me to even come down from the vehicle. That's why I had to get into all this. So I think from the enthusiasm.
I was just listening to this track in a moment. Beg your pardon. I'd like us to listen to this and just listen to what he says.
This huge mammoth crowd is a reflection of the confidence people have in Otumba Gboyega.
Well, what he said confused a lot of people because that rally was your rally.
Yes.
We believe it was your rally. Correct us if we're wrong.
Yes.
But we noticed that he said it's the kind of confidence that they have in the governor,
yes.
Gboyega.
Yes.
So was that his crowd?
Well, it shouldn't be convincing. You know why it shouldn't be convincing? We are all of us, the entire 30-something of us, we're all, from OGD school of thought, as far as the politics of Ogun State is concerned. We're all people that have emerged from what we call the OGD structure in Ogun State. And because from what you will have heard, you'll have been hearing this faction and that faction. So as far as we are concerned, these are all people, all of us have come from that source.
To the PPN.
To the PPN. And by the time the decision was being taken, it was more like, look, guys, this is where we are. You have your decision. You are free to take whatever decision you want to take. As far as this thing is concerned, this is what the courts are saying. And everybody now go home and then, we carry the crowd.
But then yourself and General Luri are from the same area.
Yes.
So there will be no block vote for you, as must have been thought previously, perhaps for him also. So that gives a lot of room for opposition. So at the end of the day, would you feel hard done by if both of you were to lose this election?
Well, I am certain that the PPN is going to win this election.
Wow.
By virtue of, if you wait till by the time we have the first election on the 2nd of April, and then you see what is going to happen in terms of the numbers. The reason is simple. I told you that the people